we are again.
Sorry, Dorsey, I'm dutting with the music.
The Vegas Series podcast. Sugar Ray Nosty to my left.
Huzzah!
Mike Big Roy Whitney to my right.
In Vegas. In Vegas.
Yeah, we're here.
And as we always do, we got another special guest, and I'll leave it over to you, and off you go.
Known this dude for a long time. We've known him for a long time. A ball-playing, goal-kicking second rower, which were unusual in those days. They sort of didn't have numbers of jobs. You went and played for a couple of other clubs, Sharkies, and a couple of games for the Dragons, didn't you? Yeah. Just a couple.
I did.
But primarily a Rabbitohs man. And now you look after the players. That's your job with the Rabbitohs, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm head of football now, so...
Head of football, Mark Ellison! All right! My man.
Can you believe he's got that?
Hey! Yeah. And I've known him for a long time.
What an introduction.
You love it? It's good, isn't it?
I like
It's all downhill from here.
It's all downhill. So good to have you, mate. Thanks for your time. We're calling this the Vegas Series. We've already done Peter Beattie, which was amazing because he's a commissioner and talked about the vision and stuff like that. I want to know what the Rabbits think about it and why. The first question I want to know is how come we got picked to come? Because there's 20 teams in there, or?
Yeah, 17 teams.
17 teams. It's going to be 20.
They're going to be 20 soon. Peter Beattie probably told you
He
that.
did. That's why I got 20 in there.
Ray, the Bears.
The Bears?
The Bears, please.
Oh, Ray's wife's a tragic Bears supporter, and she had her jumper on last night.
And everyone was yelling out.
Fremont in the mall there, and she got pulled up by 1,000 dudes going, the Bears, the Bears.
Yeah, bring back the Bears.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. We met a Bears supporter on the transition from San Diego to Vegas in the airport.
Yep.
He came over, and obviously the Bears supported us in the fight back.
Yeah,
very
they did.
well.
Yeah,
So,
big time.
So there's a lot of synergies in the two clubs there. So it'd be good to see them get back in if they could.
Well, we mentioned it to the commissioner, Peter Beattie, and he actually talked about maybe them going to the Western Australia.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a time zone that suits television.
Oh, it does.
It might be a good thing.
Yeah.
Perth's a good city.
I remember they had that other team there.
The Western Reds.
When was that?
That was the mid-90s, I think.
97?
95, 96,
97.
97.
It was just after I finished playing cricket, I think, and I was over there speaking at a couple of gigs, and they were training, and I saw the boys, but that didn't take off. It was hard to convince the West Aussies back then.
Mark Guy was a big signing too, wasn't MG?
Yeah, MG. Yeah.
That's right.
All right, let's get on to Vegas.
Yeah.
Why are we here? Why are the bunnies here?
Oh, I think
Money.
the Russell Crowe
Money.
connection. It's certainly not for money, that's
Drugs.
for sure. No, I think just the Russell Crowe connection with the game has helped out.
Yep.
Russell loves South, as you know. He's done a great job for the club, but he loves rugby league too, and he's prepared. He has a bit of a foothold in the States, obviously through his career as well. So I think that's been a big factor in it. And then
Because he's done some advertising. I've seen an ad on the TV and that saying this is how our game, and he's got that voice, and
he certainly has.
it's fantastic.
You do it pretty well, actually, Whit.
I've watched him a lot.
He does a good Viv Richards too.
Yeah, no.
Well, he actually there was a little bit of a video put together for the Americans to get the rules of the game, and Russell narrated it.
That's great.
Yeah, that's a good part. It's very good input from him.
Yep.
But I think also, with the standing of our club at the moment in the game, we're one of the bigger clubs in the game. We've had to work hard to get there since we've come back in, as you know.
Yes.
And we work hard towards it, and we're a club that has sort of wide-ranging scope across. The old. You turn up everywhere, you see the random Rabbitoh.
Yeah.
The rabbit gets around, the South jerseys out there in basketball events.
You see it everywhere, Dave. You're around the world.
I got to say, though, when we were at the thing last night at Fremont Street, when they had the mascots flying overhead, what happened to Reggie Rabbit? He was left way behind.
Yeah.
What happened there?
Reggie came a bad last because he only weighs 40 kilos and he had no weight.
Oh, really?
The other dudes were bigger and their weight got him there.
I
Yeah.
actually asked him about that today. He said, I just let them go first. Because I wanted to be seen on my own. It was a big effort from him yesterday. He's had a problem in his knee. He's had a bit of, like arthritis stuff. And the doctor actually drained his knee yesterday and put a cortisone in it for him to get up there.
But he didn't have to run.
But he's just done so much walking
Just to get
and
up
promoting the game.
I think he's done too much dancing down at South Juniors. I've seen him there before.
We'll talk about that later.
Well, we could do a 3-day podcast on
with Charlie. I know. We could. So we're here. It's a huge thing for the sport, isn't it? I mean, and if we think back, and just before we come on here, we talked about COVID. It's only a few years ago. And the game was on the bones of its arse, wasn't it? It could have easily gone broke during COVID.
Oh, definitely. And we were all put off for a while, and the players took pay cuts.
Yep.
I think we were off for 6 weeks.
Yep.
On JobKeeper.
Yep.
Obviously, there was something there, but majority of staff, coaches, management.
So players were only on about 300-400 grand.
They took a pay cut. Yeah.
Yeah, but but what happened?
That's the Roosters.
I mean,
that's right.
Peter V'landys, he cops a little bit of flack here and there, but he has been magnificent for this game.
Yeah.
And I think looking back to that COVID period, he was magnificent for Australians because everyone was locked away and couldn't watch much at all. And when he got the football back on, the rugby league back on, it changed people's lives again. Being locked up and not having something to look forward to. And he kept racing alive as well. And they're his two sports, and they're two of the major sports in Australia. Yeah. And I think there was rugby league staying alive at that stage helped everyone in the country.
I think Junior Pearce, who obviously has helped us set this up, the Vegas series here, and the work that he did, and what a fantastic bloke. And he obviously plays in the band with us. But, another guy you want to have fighting for you. So
I don't want to think we're sort of pissing in his pocket, but how important has V'landys been? Massive.
Oh, mate, he's been fantastic.
He just gets it done, doesn't he?
He does, and that's the thing. I mean, you hear different stories about different things that happen, but he always what he says he's going to do, he gets done.
And do you think him and Abdo, they seem like Andrew Abdo, they're a really good team together? They're both numbers people, so they get the numbers right, which is crucial, isn't it?
It appears that way. I mean, they've. Yeah, the game's improved its its revenue again this year. The record profits for a while.
Well, hang on. Let me know, how's that gone from on the bones of our arse during COVID 3 or 4 years ago? Record profits must be doing something right.
Well, that's right. I mean, the product.
Yeah.
Maybe during COVID, more people wanted to watch it as well. Because there was nothing.
Yeah, so we picked up some more
audience.
audience.
We picked up a few more audience there and stuff like that.
So the Rabbitohs, before you got to Las Vegas, were you guys in San Diego or San Francisco or LA? Where were you based?
San Diego.
San Diego. How long were you there for?
There for about 8 days.
And that was just to acclimatise yourself to the different time zone or something, or just
Yeah. We just change over. We didn't want to come to Vegas for
too many temptations.
11 days. Yeah.
So there was no.
I'm more worried about me, I think, than the players.
So there was no punch-ups or drunks or anything that.
No, it's fantastic.
No, it's no good. See on.
We got in. Half the squad came on the Monday, and half the squad came on the Tuesday. That was because the players were flying business class, and they couldn't fit them all on the one plane, so we split them up that way. But then we had training. We trained 2 days.
That pisses you off. We never flew business class in our day. The cricketers fly business class now.
Do they?
I had to sit between Murph Hughes and Craig McDermott in economy.
Oh, heaps of fun.
Fucking not happy, mate, with that. Yeah. Especially the big fella, Murph. You couldn't even get your arms out,
Did you get next to Booney?
Bernie was all right. No, I didn't. He was up the front. He was a B.
and for the players, I know.
But he did drink 52 cans. I admit that. He did, yeah.
I gave that a fair nudge on the way over too, mate. But anyway, that's a different story.
Jeff Lawson tells me that he had a vomit bag on that trip, and he was the first one to sit next to Babs, and he was crossing them off. And then after a 5-hour stint, it went to someone else. So that's how they weighed up. 52. I said, where's that? That's got to be the best piece of cricket memory. They lost the fucking vomit bag.
Oh,
they lost the best piece of cricket memorabilia ever. Booney's 52 on the vomit bag.
And for the players, I know they're used to performing under pressure, and that's their job. But I suppose coming over here and the whole media circus and promoting the game, how are the players sort of mentally adjusting to that different kind of? They're going okay?
I think the time we spent over has got them used to it because, I mean, we've had journos and media staying in our hotels with us. So there's access all the time, but, the players have the right to if they don't have to, don't want to speak, they don't have to. But
they'd have to understand, but this is a huge deal for all rugby league and for the players.
Correct, but they've been good.
Yeah,
it's been good both ways.
Yeah,
the media have been really good as well. So I think they've just realised how important it is for the game, and it's first in a 5-year plan.
Yeah.
So I think it's going really well, and I think everyone understands that, and they want the best outcomes. And of course, we saw the outcome of the opening last night. It's the best I've seen. I couldn't believe it was that big.
No, it's great. We just kept saying, how many people are here? There was like electricity in the air, mate, and that band came on too. They were fantastic.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I thought all the boys that got interviewed spoke really, really well. Like, if that gig is not organised perfectly, that's a disastrous start for the weekend. When we got home, we went, far out, man.
What just happened? That's what we said.
Actually, when we got there, we were very lucky that we were with Mike, and we went VIP. I felt very fortunate, honest. Felt so fortunate.
Well, we had nothing organised. We jumped out of this car and this bloke yelled out, Mike! And he had NRL, VIP! And I didn't argue with him. So he took us into the VIP. It was magic.
No, go back to the event as well. It was, you talk about the interaction with the media and the players.
Yeah.
I think the players had such a hype from the event. Like, a lot of the players were just stopping to be interviewed. They didn't know it was going to... Normally they know if they're going to do a gig and something like that.
The red carpet and all that.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Jack Whiten's walking on the red carpet, and Sam Thaiday comes over with, hang on, mate, I just need the camera. We'll get the camera over here.
Yeah.
And Jack, he was happy to stay there.
Yeah.
Well, in some ways, it's like preparing for a grand final, isn't it? So
It
there's
is.
that
It's
extra,
like grand final week, yeah.
So it must be, another level for the players to actually calm yourself down a bit and go, okay, there's a job to do, even though there's a red carpet, there's all this stuff going on. So
Just have a look at us. We just keep looking at each other going, we're in Vegas for the footy, and how weird, and, how surreal.
It's strange.
Yeah.
I've been in the game for a long time, as you know, but to have experience like this is just something I thought would never, ever happen.
And there's 4 more years to go after this. And I suppose, look, you're talking about the people in Nevada, the people here in Vegas, they're going to do the Psalms and say, we had 15,000 crazy Aussies here and it put 50 million, I don't know how much, into our community. Next year it'll be bigger. And if we go home and go, mate, you've got to go to Vegas, we might have a How's That Podcast tour going on next year with 20 people.
I'm booking it tomorrow, mate.
Yeah. To be fair, there was a lot of negativity around it.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you. When it first started talking about it, which would have been a year ago or something, months ago, what was the talk like?
Well, the talk was more about the logistical side of it, obviously, and not so much the costing, because the NRL have been very good in that area, but it was just getting training venues, things like that. Where was the best place to stay?
How many players have we brought over?
We've brought 25.
Right, so you've got a squad of 25 plus all the officials, and that was 35, 40
There's
people.
About 35. We've got
officials.
35 too.
That's a lot of dudes to move around, and these are athletes you need on every day, don't you? You got to get them right, be training, eat the right food, all that.
Yeah.
And you're in transit. It's a big deal, and that's by 4 clubs.
Yeah,
and we've the planning is the important part, and we the NRL came over. Nathan McGuirk came over with the operational guys from each club, and I got to give Brock Schaefer a massive rap for the way he's organised our trip.
The unsung heroes, aren't they? The unsung workers.
Yeah. No, he's done a great job, and it's been quite seamless. And the big experience is going to be tomorrow night. That's going to be the great thing. We went out to the stadium this morning, took the players there. We couldn't train there because only the home team, but we understand that. That's normally the rules back home anyway. So, but just magnificent.
Mark,
I've never seen anything like it.
Were you there when they rolled the oval, the
I
field
wasn't.
on?
It happened at 5 o'clock last night, but I wasn't there, but I've seen it happen.
It was incredible, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, the actual grass area.
Is that the wife ringing you, Ray?
Where are you? When are you coming home?
Hello? Can I help?
Where were we?
The field, we were talking about the oval getting...
Oh, yeah. So the actual surface of the stadium stays outside because it's got a roof over it, the main stadium, so they can't grow the grass properly, so they leave it outside, gets the sun and the rain, etc., whatever it needs. There's a lot of rain
and
here.
then they move it in.
And then
Unbelievable.
They push it straight back in.
Can you see that happening at Leichhardt Oval?
Yeah.
For the Tigers, poor old Tigers?
Why don't you get some renovation at Leichhardt?
No, sorry.
Still a great ground to play.
Thanks.
Yes, they got to get that.
It's like the Wacker.
It's right.
It's like the Wacker back in your day, with.
Yeah.
What, do they bring the
Lot of
grass in there?
atmosphere. The Wacker, that's already on the grass. It's a cricket. They
Sorry.
play, right.
Sorry.
So they roll that grass out. They just bring it in and roll it in for the day.
Incredible.
Yeah, no, it's actually on a slab.
So
And
it's
the
like a
slab
drop
just
in
comes-
wicket, like a drop in
A
cricket
drop
wicket.
in wicket, but it comes in, it slides in under the stadium and goes across 70 metres.
Only in Vegas.
It's not a drop in, no. It's yeah.
So what does the day involve tomorrow for the Rabbitohs? Like, what's the, when do you get to the ground, or what's the how does it run for you?
Oh, well, the boys will have a sleep in. We have a team room, and the breakfast is all set up there for them. And we normally have a team walk. We'll have a team walk at 10 a.m. So some boys might not get up until then. It's in their own time. It's a really relaxing day for them. They've clocked off now. They've clocked off now as far as physical stuff, and
Tapering, is that called, Widow?
like them to clock off mentally too. But so tomorrow they'll team walk. They'll probably eat when they come back from it. We'll leave the hotel, I'd say about 4:30 tomorrow. We like to arrive an hour and a half before kickoff, and away we go. And then it's all guns and
Has the
blazing.
dressing room done up like a dressing room would be at home for us? And
Yeah, we've our sponsorship team's got all their Rabbitoh stuff up.
Magic.
I haven't seen the finished product yet, but it's
So the boys will walk in and feel at home. Should they?
Yeah. Well, the boys walked in today, and there was a lot of Rabbitoh signage already up. So this is our home.
Made them feel good.
Yeah, we couldn't train on there, but we needed to take them there today so that they wouldn't be overawed when they got there tomorrow. Because it's such a magnificent.
It's 80,000, isn't it? Capacity.
It might be 70, I think.
60 or 70,
But
yeah.
it looks like it could hold 100. It's
Oh,
that
you
big.
might feel it. You never know.
Yeah.
Well, I think
they're
40,000.
They're talking about. I heard 40. Someone said it's getting to 50 now. So I don't know.
Yeah.
well,
They love an event here, don't they?
Peter
Well, I
Beattie,
think last night's rally, that won't hurt it. That's for sure.
I think Peter Beattie was saying before when we interviewed him that they set a target of 40,000 if they could reach that.
Yeah.
They said Volandis and Abdo said 40,000. If we get that, fantastic. If it leaks over that, well, you've got to say it's a huge success already.
I think it is anyway. I think it is already before the games have even played. I think, I know there's great excitement and expectation from back home, people I know back home.
Yeah.
A lot of texts, a lot of, I'm trying to send back some videos and photos are all on the way, which has been great. So,
I mean, really, the press for this, if it was a normal season opening, it's got to be times 5 or times 10 to push the NRL, because in Vegas, and there's just stories going back, and that, mate, the stuff they would have got from that mall last night with 15,000 crazy Aussies in there, that was just insane.
yeah.
And I think what bodes well in the coming years is the women's game, because we did talk to Peter again about them expanding the women's game. And
Yeah, what's happening there with the Rabbits? With the women's
We
game?
just can't get a gig. We
Can't
thought
you?
we'd have been the first ones in. Like we at that stage, the women's game, we had probably one of the best teams going around, and we thought we'd sort of get in. We made a submission. They only took 4 teams, and we missed out. We missed out on our second one, but with our new facility at Heffron, we've got we're all set up.
I should
to
live
go
right
there.
near there.
How can they not think that we haven't satisfied the criteria?
I don't know.
That's
Isn't
weird.
that funny?
That is so strange.
We've been trying to put a female team into the cricket. Randwick Petersham, where I'm the president, in the same area. We can cover the same area. Been knocked back 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
Now, why? We're ready to go.
So maybe they go to South Juniors at the Henry Bar. And I've seen it.
Henry Morris,
Yeah.
the godfather of
The,
the
pub in the club, and they've seen all the clientele there, and they're going,
we had a gig there a couple of months ago. With Widow, so that went well.
Yeah, that was
Did have a gig in Henry's Bar.
But
That was crazy.
talking about the scope for the game, I mean, it's bringing a lot of money into Vegas, etc. But I think what you're talking about, creating an atmosphere back home, it's going to be great. Look, it's going to be a Sunday afternoon back home. I think the weather in Sydney's fantastic at the moment.
Yeah.
There'll be people having barbecues in the back. It'll be like the old days, the grand finals, the old days, and things like that. The pubs will be rocking.
It'll be like a grand final weekend.
Yeah,
It's
it will.
crazy.
And how do you think the Rabbitohs for the rest of the year
No, let's talk about this game.
No, let's talk about why aren't you playing the Roosters? Why aren't the Rabbits playing the Roosters?
Well, that
would have been great.
That's a good question.
How good would that have
generally,
been?
that's our first game of the season.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it is.
Every
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Why not this
Well,
year?
it hasn't been the last couple, actually. But I don't know why. But I think there was something initially with the Hugh Jackman Manly thing and the Russell South thing.
Beautiful.
I think that's what started the whole idea. To be fair, I could be wrong, but that's what I hear. And so I reckon that's why it's happened. And you bring the Roosters and the Broncos. I mean, they're
arch enemies.
Yeah, arch enemies and massive clubs in the game. Let's be fair. You
Uncle Nick looked good last night.
Yeah,
sitting there.
Did you give him my best?
Yeah, I'd say, yeah. We got Mark Ellison on here, the toe poker.
Ray said, Uncle Nick's over there and I can see the brown paper bag. I said, don't say that.
I can tell you some stories of that.
Oh, look, I don't want to know.
I know.
Talking on that, when we were having at a cafe at Coogee, remember a couple of weeks ago, and who walked past? Marty Gurr.
Marty Gurr walked past. He actually, I was sitting with my back and this arms went round me and he went, Weirdo, it's been a long time. I played cricket with Marty Gurr when he was heaps younger. And, he's back in town. We said we'd get him on the podcast.
Yeah, he's going to come on.
Great, just reminiscing.
He played. He was our fullback on my debut game for the Rabbitohs. And
Tell us.
I actually ran into him. I don't know if he's still living in Sydney.
He's just moved back.
He
was on the Gold Coast, I think.
He was up the Gold Coast because he was working at Royal Pines at the golf club up there. Because when we were up in the bubble in COVID, we were allowed to play golf.
Oh,
right. You were allowed to play.
So ring M. Gurr, get on.
And you were allowed to go to the 19th. That's the only place you could go. Originally. So my golf improved a lot. And I ran into him there. So yeah, great fella.
Great fella, good player
and
too.
a good player.
Really good player.
Played State of Origin.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's what I said to you, two blokes after he left. Like, how nice was he?
Yeah, gorgeous. Yeah, he's always been a lovely bloke, mate.
And then what did Spud Carroll say? I mentioned to Spud that we bumped into Marty Gurr, and I said, he's such a nice bloke. He goes, yeah, too nice.
Yeah. Too nice. Well, we've had conversations. We've had conversations with him.
Yeah. What, in the gym?
But we'll mention someone and Spud goes, yeah, put him to sleep.
Spud was going to come on this trip, believe it or not.
Oh, was he?
But he had a knee operation in December, and he sort of thought, I'll rest it up.
It was the money, mate. You know, Spud.
We've had doubled up. Ziello got his knees done just before.
Oh,
really?
Okay.
Yeah. You'd be at the 2-year mark,
Yeah,
aren't you?
getting close.
Yeah, I'm at the 18-month mark.
Yeah, how they going?
Oh, they still feel a bit like they're not mine some days.
They never feel like they're
But no.
they're yours.
But we're both moving a lot better than what we were, bro.
They don't hurt.
No, they don't ache, and they're not full of arthritis. They're just metal. So I said to the doctor, "Can the arthritis reattach itself to the metal?" He went, "I don't think so." He's Irish. I said, "Good."
What about the airports though? You take your shoes off.
Oh, mate, take your undies off. I said, you want me undies off? She goes, no, please.
And, mate, we walked 83,000 steps the other day at the airport. I've gone, there's a little bit of fluid come back, but I have walked 10 kilometres today. I was crazy. But I'm glad I got him done.
Oh, yeah.
So Spud's training hard, isn't he, and getting his right. Yeah, I've got to knock someone else out. So he's on there.
Well, he's Dion, our sponsor over there. He's created a beer for Spud.
Yes.
It's based on a Tui's new, and Spud's calling it Spudweiser. And it's due to be released soon, so we'll send you some of that. And
he likes a beer. But mate, just talking on injuries, did you have any? Seriously, I know you scored.
I had.
Your nose copped a beating, didn't it?
Yeah, my nose has copped a bit.
No, in that game. No, I remember you playing that game, and oh mate, you kept going. But anyway,
yeah,
I was a big fan.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
He's only saying that because you're on the podcast.
No. I've always thought you were.
I'm a big fan because you're on our podcast.
Yeah, and you're not getting any money for this, so it's really good.
But on the game compared to when you...
Hang on, injuries.
Did you get injuries?
Well, I had, most of it was around knees. I had a lot of cartilage damage and stuff like that.
No broken arms?
Or... I forgot about that. I had a broke... I broke
remember
my arm.
that.
I retired after... I broke my arm in England, and I was over there playing for a club called Doncaster, and it was only in the second division, but we was to get relegated into the first division. Obviously, there's a big paycheck then when that happens.
Yeah.
But I broke my arm, so I was going to be out for 8 weeks or something, so it was a bit cold over. You played in the winter in those days over there.
Jeez.
Yeah, so I thought
it was cold enough in the summer playing cricket, not in the winter.
I thought I'd get it. So, yeah, I was pretty lucky.
Yeah.
But you feel it now. The knees are the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Shoulders get a bit sore. And that.
After I got my knees done, my son Fergus went, "You'll be right now." And I said, "Well, the lower back, left shoulder, neck." He said, "Oh, yeah, I forgot about all those other things that are sore."
Yeah.
But that's just one thing.
You do.
But would you do it again?
No, I do every minute of it.
Every minute
Okay,
of
champion.
every game, we'd saddle up again.
Yep.
Tomorrow.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And on the game, like compared to when you played, as it's played now, big differences or what? Yeah.
I sit on the sideline now and I go, well, how did you do this? You know, and in fairness, they're so different now.
They're all athletes, but aren't they? I mean, we were athletes. You guys are athletes, but they're at another level now.
Well, they are. They have so much more time to train.
Yeah.
Sports science has come in and they are so much stronger. They're so much bigger. They can run faster.
Let me add this too, Ello. I've been up to the Heffron Centre, as you know. It's not a bad facility, is it? Like, you couldn't dream in our day, because I've been out to Cricket Central as well, which is very similar to that. Yeah. I could not have dreamt in my day to have a facility like that for cricket or rugby league. So do we say they're lucky? Mate, happy days. They're playing in the right time to have these things. Yeah. But you're investing a lot of money in them too.
Yeah.
They're your club, the players.
Yeah. Oh,
and you want them to be fit, fixed, right, mentality right, everything. Don't drink too much. Don't go out on the night.
Well, the players are, I mean, everyone's important in the club, but like obviously being a former player and now being, in the admin or management, you realise the players are what it's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because every department within a club sort of radiates on what's happening with the team. And even going back in the days when we were struggling, the team was struggling, sponsorship was struggling, money wasn't flowing in. But now, we were one of the teams that were lucky when the salary cap came in. You know, because we were struggling with money and so that put it back on a more even playing field.
Yeah.
But
so what happens with these then? They're not the Roosters. They don't follow the big sombrero. Go on. Sorry to interrupt you. Go on. I had to throw that in.
But anyway, the point is now.
You know what I'm saying?
We're a very profitable organisation now, and we keep improving each year. Now's the time we wish there wasn't a salary cap.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's been great for the game. Fantastic for the game.
It hasn't helped the Tigers, but
no. Well, we'll see how they go this year.
Or the Bulldogs.
Or the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
You know what though? It's funny. It's funny people mention that, and I know because I've been through it how they're feeling at the moment.
Yeah.
It's a tough place. It's a tough place. It's a tough place for the fans, tough place for the players and staff and that. But you just got to be methodical in what they do, and don't try. It's something you can't rush.
Yeah.
You've got to get a plan in place and get the people there. The people will make it. You get the plan and you haven't got the people, you get nothing anyway. So
fantastic.
You take their time, make the right decisions. Don't just buy the first player that comes on the market and pay them the top dollar.
Like they just did for next year.
Yeah. Well,
who? Us? No, but
no, I'm talking about Tigers.
What about the Dogs? You got a whole new roster.
Mate,
they did it 5 times.
Don't start talking to me about the Bulldogs.
Mate, they're going to have a sombrero soon. Fair income. The Roosters are going to give it to the Dogs.
The Bulldogs have bought some good players.
Really good players.
They have. So and well, that's Lua's a good signing for the Tigers. To be fair, they've got. Sometimes you've got for a player that has that much, will have that much impact on their team. You've got to pay a little bit more for those, but you can't pay them for the guys that just do the normal job of someone else. You need game changers.
It's really funny because he's not going there till next year. And some people have said to me, how's he going to play for Penrith this year? Like he's leaving the club. I go, the guy's a professional footballer, man. He's going to play his arsehole out wherever he's playing. Does he want the reputation of, in his last year at Penrith he played down because he's going to the Tigers? No. Yeah. He wants to win another comp for them before he leaves. 4 in a row. Happy days. I'm out.
I'd agree with that, Whit. I mean, there's no. I've never seen that in. I've never seen it in the game.
Why do people ask that crap?
Because what happens these days? It's even more important to the players these days because, like, you go back to our era, not everyone saw you play. You had to be at the ground to see it. You might get highlights.
Yeah.
And you might, if you're the match of the day, they got to watch it, right?
Yeah.
Nowadays, they're scrutinised every time they play. So
Every minute of
everybody
the day.
sees them. So, just personally, they want to be the best they can, and they run out. Like imagine tomorrow night, like there might be 50, there might be 60,000 there. In a stadium that's enclosed, imagine the noise that's going to be there.
Imagine running out tomorrow
It's
night.
just going to be sensational.
can't
That's what I mean.
Tingling.
They get out there.
Tingling.
They get out there. They're doing their best.
That's one of those nights, I've said this a few times, playing some one day, as Greg Matthews, I first said it, he said, there was electricity coming out of the end of my fingers. And I've sort of felt that a couple of times. That'll be tomorrow night with the boys running out onto that stadium.
I felt that
It's so
last
electric,
night,
man.
watching that
mate,
band. That girl on keyboards
Mate.
was great.
The atmosphere, I got to say, I will think about that last night in my rugby league world. That's one of the highlights of my rugby league world in my head. Being in that mall last night was just insane.
So lucky.
I remember that forever. That'll be something we'll share forever. Mate, it was just incredible.
When we first got there, I didn't even know it had a roof on it because it looked like it was just an outdoor area.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
a great
I had no idea.
No.
What we're talking about, the women, cheerleaders. What's happening with the Rabbitohs with cheerleaders? Let's get some bit of spunk out there.
Well, there's been a few in the stands we could obviously employ, I'm sure.
Russell Band, and we had the drummers.
Don't go to
from
South Juniors, okay? For any of those.
I think that's the best question of the day.
How many teams do have?
Because you guys cut it out. Now, let's be, you brought in the drummers.
The drummers. Russell cut it out and he brought the drummers in.
So, have you gone back? Have you thought about it?
No, we haven't.
And everyone's happy.
I've never. Obviously,
I'm not
you're
happy.
Yeah, I'm not happy either. I like the cheerleaders.
Oh, but not many have them now, do they?
No.
You know.
Oh, no, Manly's got them.
No, doesn't Spuds.
Sharkies have got them.
Spuds
Roosters have got them.
She used to.
Still does.
I think she coordinates Spuds Mrs. coordinates them.
Yeah,
doesn't she?
yeah, she does. Yeah.
I think there's still some clubs. They're the ones I support. On top of the Rabbitohs.
Another question I want to ask you: have you noticed how there's all the bars in the strip? How many? What are they called?
Bars.
Strip bars?
Strip
No,
joints.
not strip joints. Just selling alcohol. Have you noticed how many there are? Did you go to walk?
I have. Yeah, they're just everywhere.
Have you
They're everywhere?
gone and visited?
A couple of.
Your
I've only been here a couple of days.
You're going red now, Hello. Hello's going red now. Any tips?
Your favourite?
No, I've been very good. I've been very good so far.
My question is this. This is the first round.
Yeah.
It's serious. It's not like an exhibition game, is it?
No.
I mean, it's a first round. We don't want to lose this round.
No.
We want to get out there and win and get 2 points on the board.
Well, it's with all the enjoyment and excitement that's come with us.
Yeah.
Our preparation has been outstanding.
Great.
It truly has. It's the boys know. 2 points are on the line. The boys. None of us were happy with our end of the season last year.
No.
And we've prepared really hard, and we've had an extra month to prepare than we normally have because we didn't get in the playoffs, which is the first time in about 7 years since we've done that. So it's exciting. It won't define our season what happens tomorrow night. I'm sure we'll play well, and that's what we're all here for. Normally when we play well, we get the result we want.
It's so exciting, mate. I just cannot believe it. I can't believe that I'm here. It's almost surreal to think that I'm going to watch me Rabbitohs run out tomorrow at Allegiant Stadium. It's just surreal.
In saying that too, like with the whole build-up and the pressure, you still, when there's full-time siren sounds, there'll be a sense of relief that, okay, we've done it, we've done our job. We can go back to Australia. And
I don't think LO will be relieved until they're all back on the plane and back in Australia.
I was just about to
I take all of that back.
I'm thinking if I had a cricket team over here and they played the game over the weekend and we didn't
particularly if it contained you.
Oh, we've settled, LO. We're a bit older now.
Go big, Roy.
Sometimes.
Yeah, if I had a band out here, right? Yeah.
Like the Oz Icons.
Yes. Like
Glenn
the
Farina
Oz-
sitting over there.
Why wasn't the Oz Icons asked to play? We could have had Mike Whitney and Wayne Pearce and then Glenn, our guitarist, is sitting over there, really likes when Wayne puts on the skull mask and does US Forces. That would have been so entertaining.
I think
Don't
it
you
would have
think?
been too.
Yeah, it would have been really
So
good.
we could have played after Shepherd or before Shepherd last night? Before.
Before.
To warm the crowd
They
up.
are hot.
You
They
could have
were
played at
unbelievable.
half-time tomorrow night.
I was about to say that. Put us at half time.
It's not too
next
late,
year.
is it?
Well, that's
Is
where
it
the
too late?
Super Bowl's
Is it
on
too
and they
late?
have the big half-time. It's too late.
Is it too late?
Yeah, we're just missing a
Didn't you
drummer
just have
and
Peter Beattie in here? You're asking the wrong guy.
how good's he? Eh?
It's,
How good is he?
Any more? I've got one. Do you think it's been a huge success already?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, massive.
yeah.
Well, we said that publicity.
I can feel the hype. I know the players are loving it. Like, great deal. A lot of the players have got their partners over here, and a few have brought their kids over. So
Magic.
It's been a big experience. It's something. This game of rugby league, if you give something to it, it always gives you more back. You know, people that love it and have been involved for a long time and want to play and give as much as they can, the game always gives back. And that's the beauty of it. It's already a success. I can feel it. Last night just showed me
Mate.
that, and just what I know is happening back at home.
Yeah.
There's even at Heffron Park at the new centre. There's a free watch site.
Oh,
Big
massive
there,
screen.
yeah, so
Oh, wow.
it'd be good. Yeah.
Is the Redfern Centre, that's at Matraville, isn't it?
The
Heffron
Heffron
Centre.
Centre.
The Heffron Centre. The Heffron Centre, that's where they used to have those.
That's right.
Yeah, what was
you lived up
it
the road.
called? Yeah, what was it called? The hostels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
incredible.
amazing.
From hostels, from the people coming from Europe, weren't it mainly, I remember?
Yeah,
Before
yeah.
they were hostels, but they stored army stuff there during the Second World War. When they cleared all that out, they made them hostels for the 10-pound poms that were coming over and stuff like that.
I realised a bit of synergy too with the, where the club started off in Redfern, and a lot of the Italians and Greeks moved into Redfern when they first came out here. Now we've moved over to Heffron Park, where a lot of the immigrants from England, etc., came over to there. So it's a sort of, there's so many similarities in obviously our spiritual home is always at
Redfern.
and we keep it there, but there's a little bit of a synergy there. It's amazing. I went to school just down on the corner of Bunnerman Road and Fitzgerald Avenue at Marsh Brothers Pagewood, and one of my mates, the first day it opened, he said, "Did you ever sit and look out the window of school and think that you'd be sitting down there doing what you're doing now?" It's incredible.
Well, for me, growing up in Matraville, and that's basically Hillsdale where that is, but Matraville's 100 metres down the road. To have that there and me being a tragic is just, I never ever thought that the home of the Rabbitohs would be where I grew up, because it's always Redfern. But, again, I'll go back and say, look, we've had a tour through there with you and the boys from the Career Club. Facilities are just world-class, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
So we better bloody win. Hello?
Yeah.
We're wasting our cash.
Okay, another question.
Yes.
Man of the match. Who could be the man of the match between Rabbits and Manly? Who would you like to see to be?
Latrell Mitchell.
It's mine. Broncos and Roosters.
Adam.
Could be Adam, could be Reece Walsh.
Okay.
Could
Same as me.
be Luke Keary.
Beautiful.
Look,
We
that's-
just mentioned all the ex-South players.
well, the best six.
Oh, wow.
Luke Keary, Adam Reynolds, just all the ex-Rabbitohs.
We the thing is, there's so many great players on show here with these teams.
Yeah,
true.
And they're all excitement machines. Obviously, if Latrell's man of the match, we're a big chance of winning.
We've had a big game, then that's right.
But there could be anyone. We've got some great players in our team, and they're all very well bonded together at the moment. There's a lot of belonging in the place. And I want to talk to you about one more thing, Whit.
Please.
One of the great memories
Oh, this could
of
be
our club. 2014, we're playing the Sea Eagles. Sea Eagles, funny thing. I think it was 8 weeks before the playoffs. You remember speaking to the boys in the home dressing room at the cricket ground?
SCG. Yeah. I got asked.
Mate, that was great. You did a great job.
Imagine Ello said, we're playing at the SCG and they're in the home dressing room. Can you come in and spend? That's the New South Wales cricket dressing room for the Blues. Always has been.
Beautiful.
So we lend it to people to get changed in there. But for me to be in there to tell a few stories in there and talk to the boys in my old dressing room where I was there for 15 years, I'll never forget that. Yeah. That was special.
Neither will,
and we won the comp that year, which was even more
We did.
special.
I think That started us on the road. To be fair.
That was a good run after that, wasn't it?
Yeah. I remember he said because the boys were asking him about playing the one days at the SCG in the twilight when he'd be at the back of his run charging in. The crowd behind, that would have been enormous, wouldn't it?
Because it was a home ground and you're taking the new ball and 40,000 people and they were tin signs around the inside and they'd be going, Whitney, 40,000 people.
Yeah, they did.
Mate, you don't realise at the time, but you can't replicate that in your life ever. 40,000 people screaming your name out before you bowl the first ball and you're pretty excited, so you say to yourself, fuck, settle down. I've got to get this first one out on a good length and good line. Otherwise, Viv's going to hit me for 6. Or Desi Haynes is going to pump me. But, yeah, fantastic. That day in the dressing room with the boys was very special.
And the last thing you said was you told a few stories. We had a few videos of you when you blocked out against the Kiwis that day. Last thing he said was, I'd have given it all up if I could wear a Rabbitoh jersey.
One game.
Oh, how cool.
One game.
Hey?
Yep.
How cool. Well, he does that to the How's That podcast before we leave the podcast. Now, guys, I want you to get in. Yeah, very inspirational, isn't it?
True story.
Great story.
All right, Mark, here we go.
Hello, thank you for your time, brother. Great to have you on, mate.
It's been a pleasure, mate.
Great. Good chat. Good chat.
And we might see you out of the game.
Definitely see you at the game, mate. We'll be there.
You do.
Got me Rabbitohs.
Don't sleep in.
Thanks for your time, mate. We love
pleasure.
it. We'll talk to you soon, brother.
Thank you. Cheers, guys.